Hello everybody, it's Bill again, and I got a great idea. We've had some lousy weather, got a break in the weather, so I'm going to do a nice cookout barbecue tonight. And I said, well, what's the one thing I haven't made in like forever? Baked beans. You know, baked beans from a can, they're okay, but in a pinch, but they just don't have any flavor to them. I want to keep this really, really basic. And make it something that you'll want to make. So there are a couple things you can do. I took a half a pound of bacon, and I know I preach this all the time. You buy the bacon that's cryopacked, in the whatever section next to the pickles or whatever. A lot of liquid in there, a lot of sodium in there. And believe it or not, when you cook it down, it loses so much volume. So I buy it from the meat counter. It's sitting there dry and it's better to go. And even at that, when you cook it, you still lose half. So I took half a pound of bacon. This is what you end up with, about 4 ounces. Now I cooked this in a frying pan, and I'm going to put it in here and just crisp it up again, because I did this yesterday and just put a little Tupperware container. Just make sure you get it crispy the second time around. Now if you want to, you could do it right in here first time around. Just take the bacon, cut it into little strips, throw it, stir it around, get it crunchy. But then you want to get the grease off. So that's why I'd rather cook in a frying pan, get the bacon out in paper towel, and then put it in here. So it should be getting pretty toasty in there. Add a little heat. And there's going to be a little more fat because I didn't quite get it like brittle. So I'm still going to get a little fat. Of course, there was a little fat already on the bacon, even though I had it sitting in a paper towel. But now I just want to get it up to temperature. Kind of make a single layer of it so it's not all stacked up. And by the way, I had this in the refrigerator, right? So it kind of clumped together again. You can certainly microwave it 20 seconds on low heat. Because of the high fat content, it's definitely going to heat up really quick and easy. Remember, they're more than just 100% heat or power on your microwave. Because unfortunately, when you use that 100%, usually you destroy the container. Trust me, I have enough of those from eating lunches up at work and stuff. Alright, so we got just a little bit of dancing around here. It's pretty single layer. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just hoping the weather holds out, because this is going to be something fun. It's kind of like the first real cookout of the year. Because now, daylight savings time, we can actually cook until, 7 o'clock or shortly there before. You might have to have a headlamp on if you're actually out there at 7 o'clock. Okay. And this, like I said, this really works out perfectly. Doing the bacon this way, it's just like it's just a step saver, And while this is finishing up, so remember, you want to take your bag of navy beans, a pound of navy beans. I got them here in the colander. Put them in this Tupperware container, and I'm just using Tupperware as a generic. I can't remember the other snap tights or something. And then right before you're ready, you want to put it in the colander, give them a good rinse. As you can see, I just have it sitting back in the bowl so I don't make a mess all over my kitchen. Normally I have it in the sink waiting for the next step. But they about double in size, so you just want to make sure the container, because you know a bag of beans looks, you're like, that's nothing, but trust me, they bloom. So your choice is you can do it the night before or get up really, really early in the morning. And I would guess probably takes about probably 4 hours would be enough. But if they don't get enough water in, they're not going to cook very well. And it's funny, that little 1 pound bag of beans, that thing weighs quite a bit, all the water. Alright, so I've got just a little bit of grease in the pan, which is exactly what I wanted, because I'm really bringing that down to that kind of crunchy state. And you know, pick a bacon with some flavor. Like this is applewood smoked. I just love this bacon. Not sure I'd do the jalapeno or some weird thing. And I'm trying to keep this very traditional. This baked bean recipe. If you have any suggestions, please speak up. All right, so I got the bacon. It is crunchy in there. I got an onion that I cut up. It'll splatter all over me, so I'm going to turn it way down. Got water in the onion. Let's give this a little I'm just doing this to get the crunchies off the bottom of the pan. There's something about onion, the way it steams in here does that. It's definitely cooling down. So I turned it down, but now the pan's finally getting a little cooler. The onion's just starting to turn color. And it's going to cook for a while, so we don't have to cook it really a whole lot. But I just like being a little translucent, so you know, a minute or two, just while the pan cools down. Alright, so now what do? The beans. So, I got my water here, and I just want to cover it. And it depends on how you got your pot set up. But I'm going to guessing 4 or 5 cups. Don't get too crazy, because we're going to keep checking on it. We're going to get that heat back up. And once it starts to simmer, we're going to cover it. Once it starts to simmer, we want to turn it down and just let it simmer a little bit. This is not about boiling it to death. And I've got just enough water to cover it, and that's a good starting point. I'm going to keep my water right here. So basically now what I need to do, get my lid on, keep my ear open and my eyes for steam, and I've got an extra couple cups of water here. Actually, I've got a lot of water, so it's probably 3 cups of water here. So I'm just going to come by and check. So this needs to cook down for about an hour and a half. So remember, don't walk away from it. Don't let it, or don't forget about it, because we don't want to boil it dry. And we want to make sure we keep this at a really nice low simmer. It's already starting to come back to. And you know, just keep playing with your stove to keep that little bit of simmering going, so there's a little jumping around but not roll and boil. And add water as need to, but don't be crazy, because when we finish it up and we're trying to reduce it, you don't want to cook it for hours trying to get all that liquid back out of it. Alright, it's going to take about an hour and a half to soften these little guys up, and I'll see you back. Hour and a half. Alright, a little over an hour and a half because we were getting stuff done around the house. It doesn't matter. I mean, don't leave this on the stove all day. Trust me, your beans will get pretty mushy. Alright, lots of heat in here. I think I got just about the right amount of water. I didn't have to add any. I tried to resist adding water because I don't want to have to evaporate it all out again. But it's nicely covered in water, so everything looks good. I turned down the heat a little bit so I didn't get all steamed up. So we need to make these taste better. So what are we going to do? Well, let's add some stuff. First of all, which I had to run to the store and get because I had run out, I need a quarter cup brown sugar. Light, dark, doesn't matter. I need half a cup of any kind of barbecue sauce. This is kind of like some smoky stuff. I like it. I think it's really good for this. So half a cup. About half a cup ketchup. Squeeze bottles can be kind of a pain in the butt. I know there's enough in here. Of course, I guess I can take the lid off, right? There's probably just half a cup in here, so that's what I'm going to do. Take the lid off. I need just a little more. You know, I was really resistant to plastic bottles for my ketchup. I used to only want them in the glass bottle because of the flavor, and used to actually buy the case from a restaurant. Alright, get that out ready. So let's bring this out a little bit. Go to the last drop. So I think these are really called canned beans because baked beans, it's like the Boston method where you put them in the oven, and these aren't. But we kind of all, and if you go to the store and buy a can of them, they say baked. And I'm not sure how that all fits into place. So I need 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Keeping the barbecue sauce out because barbecue sauce has, you know, the properties of either corn syrup or molasses that might need to get the color a little darker. But we're going to throw in 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, which is going to kind of darken it up too. And I need 2 tablespoons of molasses. There's no way to measure molasses because it is so thick. But I'm going to eyeball it. That's 1, that's 2. I got getting pretty close to the right color. I put a little bit more barbecue sauce in here. but might not know until it starts to thicken up. Alright, well, it's actually looking pretty good. Need some black pepper. Don't have to go crazy. And for those of you that remember, it's sticky all over my finger. When I was a kid, we didn't have herbs, we had spices. So they came in little tins. I remember, you know, French's black pepper and blah blah blah. The only exception was Coleman's mustard powder. Well, they still make ground mustard powder. Everyone makes it. And so everyone's like, well, why don't you use yellow mustard? Well, I don't have yellow mustard in the cupboard. It's not in my, you know, collection. So I like keeping a little of this around. And my mom would say, well, but you need the vinegar. Hey, look, there's so much vinegar and ketchup and barbecue sauce, I really don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference. But I still want a little bit of that flavor. So I only need a teaspoon of dry mustard. If you're putting yellow mustard from a, you know, squeeze bottle like Plotchman's, one of my favorite, you probably need a tablespoon. Driving me crazy. Hand all stuck together. All right. Let's get this all mixed in. So this is a little bit of a process, but so worthwhile in the end. I mean, that hour and a half that these beans cooked and softened up, and all the onion and the bacon in here. Alright, now we need to turn up the heat a little bit, because we just want to get it back to simmer, but we're going to leave the lid up this time because we want to thicken it down. And this could actually take up to an hour. So, you know, every 5 minutes or so, once again, we don't want a rolling boil, but every 5 minutes or so you need to get up and take a look and give it a stir. And we just want to get it so it's not all runny all over our plate. I think from the looks of it, I may add just a little more ketchup or a little more barbecue sauce to make up for I was probably just a little short on ketchup. I really don't think I can get much more out of that bottle. And like I said, any kind of smoky barbecue sauce. I look and see what's on sale sometimes, and it helps me decide. I mean, you could even use like Carolina sauce and then get that mustardiness in it too. You could do that, whatever your preference is. Alright, so darn good. Okay, this is going to be great. It's the way I like it. And basically, I'm going to grab the camera so you can see as soon as I get it back to a little bit of a simmer here. Show you what it looks like. And then we're going to let it do its thing for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So as you can see, that's what our lovely beans look like. Got just a little bit of bubbling there, and I'll keep an eye on it because I don't want to get them going too fast and hot. But we just need to let this all thicken up, and I'll come back in about an hour and show you what it looks like. Look at that, the beans are all done. I turned them off, they just stopped simmering. They cooked for, I think, just a few minutes over an hour, and they are really good. I've already taken a little sample of them. So let's get them dished up. Bam. I did sample these beans, I must confess, because you gotta make sure they're cooked. They're really good. I remember the thing about whenever you're using beans, because they're pretty neutral in flavor, is they really need to kind of season through. And we've cooked them, I mean, think about it. We've cooked them for maybe almost close to 3 hours total. And the flavor is right there. But let me tell you, you throw these in the fridge overnight, and tomorrow when you take them out, they'll make you so happy you'll just want to cry. Because they really need that kind of time to marinate and kind of meld all these flavors together. But just so you can see that they really are, they're a little thinner, but like I said, they're going to thicken up in the oven or in the refrigerator. I got these beautiful beans. I got lots of bacon in here. I like the bacon. To me, it's just as important. And you can see where they really started bringing that color, just to make them kind of happy. And ooh, still warm. Ow. Guess I won't be doing that. But anyway, they've got nice texture to them. They've really softened them. And you know, navy beans are really great because they kind of hold their own. You know, when you're doing like pinto beans, or you're cooking this long, you'd have refried beans because they're going to totally break down. But the navy beans, and this isn't something I make all the time, but I just thought it'd be really fun. I mean, yes, it is easier to go to the store and buy a can of beans and heat it up, and you know, you can doctor them. I used to do it all the time. But this is the real McCoy, and I really think, I mean, there's just a difference in how the flavor is, and you can tell that it's just not like artificially like thickened and flavored. It's like I said, it's the real McCoy. You can adjust it to any way you want. Use any kind of barbecue sauce you want. Don't be afraid to use the mustard powder or yellow mustard, but just make sure it's just plain like French's yellow mustard or whatever. And of course, you know, that ketchup and barbecue sauce. If the barbecue sauce is a little overwhelming, like some of the brands are that I don't use, but the kind of the popular low-end stuff, just put more ketchup in so you're not overpowering the beans with some hickory flavor, you know. You can certainly, if you want to make a little variation, you could cut up some chipotle peppers and maybe a little cumin in there, make it kind of a Southwest thing. But I want to show you the original recipe of how this is made and really how happy it'll make you to eat these. Alright, so once again, this is something really worth trying. It's getting time to cook out and, you know, have fun with your friends. And man, I love these beans. I just want to eat them. But of course, like always, I want you to subscribe. I want you to comment and ring the notification bell so you get all that. And y'all are doing a great job. I did lose 2 subscribers, and it really does break my heart, but that's okay. It's actually YouTube does it. If you don't actually watch my videos for a while, they get rid of you. So those of you, every time you watch a video of mine, make sure that it says you've subscribed, because the button either is subscribe or unsubscribe. You know, if it says unsubscribe, you have subscribed, and if it says whatever, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I gotta eat some of these beans. Okay, they're driving me crazy. So I'm gonna see you back with another great recipe real soon. Have a great day.